Hey, Expediting with Lucy here. I'd like to talk about your load you're carrying. This isn't like you just throw it in the back of the van, slam the door, and drive off. You need to secure your load. It is vitally important that you do so. Not only for security, so it doesn't get damaged, but if you slam on the brakes, that load's going to come up here and kiss you in the back of the head. Now, I have a wall back here, but if I have a 2,500-pound machine or an engine or something, guess what? It's going through that wall. You need to strap it down. It's absolutely imperative, and it keeps it where it needs to be in the back of your vehicle, because if the load is not distributed properly, especially a long van like this, the van rides horribly. And you have to strap it down for safety. I mean, there are people who have had to make an emergency maneuver around a sudden pileup, and you take the steering wheel and you go left, right, and that load goes wherever it wants to. And as the guy's coming back, swerving back on the road, the load's going that way. Hey, guess where that van ends up when you have the wheels turned this way? In the ditch, because the load shifted. You can't have that happen. You need to secure your load. When you stop for fuel, walk back there with your finger and pop the straps and make sure it's tight. I've driven along with a tied down heavy load, hit what I call, this is a technical term. You're on the road and you hit a whoop-de-doo. Hit a whoop-de-doo, and I can hear the load come off the floor and go back down again. And it was strapped down tight. That's how much inertia you can get in one of these long vehicles. Make sure your load is tied down and make sure the weight is distributed properly. That is also important. If you have a super heavy load and it's all the way in the back, it's going to change the way the van rides. You're losing weight off the front end, your steering isn't going to be as well, and it's going to sit here and do this sway, because I've had that happen to me before. It'll start to sway back and forth. It's very unstable. One interesting situation I got myself into was late in the day. I had to pick up 2 pallets, and the most I can carry in here weight-wise is about 3,200 pounds. And I went to this business that I'd actually been to before, which is kind of sad. And this guy brought out, I don't know what was in it, birdshot or something, because they were not that, there's 2 pallets, not that big. I mean, they're only like, 25 inches wide. They were small, but they weighed 2,700 pounds. And this guy comes out with a forklift and sets one, for lack of a better word, on the tailgate of my van, on the very back. And he gets the other one and he sets it down next to it. And at this point is when they get an empty pallet on the front of the forklift, and they touch those, and they shove the weight up, because you want that weight at the bare minimum over your rear axles, but sometimes ahead of the axles to get the weight forward to allow the van to have its suspension working properly. So he leaves to get the pallet. They're shutting the business down. There's just the lady up front and the forklift guy. I walk around front. I'm standing there for a few minutes. She gives me the paperwork. I walk back around to close the doors. The 2 pallets are still sitting there, 2,700 pounds of weight, still sitting on the rear end. The door's closed. The forklift guy's gone. I walk back around the front. The door's locked. The woman's gone. They went out the back. They're gone. I got 2,700 pounds sitting on the tailgate of my van. I can't drive like that, and the guy's gone. I'd like to tell you I reached in there and picked those babies up, moved them, but I didn't. I went out in the parking lot, got going about 5 miles an hour, and slammed on the brakes. Walked back, pals moved about 2 feet. Got rolling again, slammed on the brakes. Went back and looked, pals moved another foot. I literally used momentum to get them up forward, and then I strapped them down. That's how you improvise. But do not drive with a heavy load all the way in the back. It's totally unsafe. It's unstable. It's horrible on your tires. It's horrible on your suspension. It's horrible all the way around. Make sure it's tied down. You don't want your load shifting around back there. Like I said, going up hills, going around corners, tie it down. The only time I had a load in the back of my van that was not tied down was some kind of scaffolding, because it used every square inch of the van. And there was nowhere for it to go and no way to get a strap over it. I didn't have a ½ inch of clearance around there. I was like, it's stuck. That was the only time I didn't tie a load down, but I really couldn't. But that's it on that topic. Tie your load down. Make sure your weight is where you need it. Get it to or in front of the axles if it's super heavy. And even if it's only 300-400 pounds, get it at least up there. You don't want a bunch of heavy weight on the rear end. If you have something heavy and light, put the heaviest one the furthest forward, put the light one on the back side. Don't do that backwards. So that's it for time. Wait, one more thing. Forgot, almost forgot. Ding, 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 ding. I did put out a video, a little short clip, it's somewhere in here, and it shows how to put the strap down. I found out the hard way. And just watch the video. You put the strap straight down. You don't do it like this at an angle. You actually strap it straight down because it will move if you have like the tent. It will move within that tent. So go find that video. It's like 40 seconds long just to get an idea what I'm talking about. That's it for now. Expediting with Lucy. I'm out.